Friends, have you ever wondered how two people can graduate from the same college, start their first job on the very same day, and earn exactly the same salary? Yet 10 years later, one has achieved financial freedom while the other is still waiting for payday every single month? Why does that happen? Is one person simply luckier than the other? Or is the secret to becoming wealthy hidden in the small financial habits we practice every day? Today's story isn't just about two brothers. It's about two different paths that every working person chooses every month. As you listen, you may see your present somewhere in this story, and perhaps even your future. So stay with me until the very end, because today you may discover one truth about money that most people never truly understand, even after an entire lifetime. In a small town lived two brothers. The elder brother was named Daniel, and the younger brother was Ethan. They studied together, graduated together, and were fortunate enough to get jobs at the same company. The most surprising part was that both of them received exactly the same starting salary, $3,000 a month. The day they brought home their first paycheck, their father blessed them and smiled before saying just one thing. My sons, people don't become wealthy because they earn more. They become wealthy because they learn to save their money and invest it wisely. Both brothers listened carefully, but neither of them truly understood the depth of those words. The moment Daniel received his first paycheck, he decided it was finally time to enjoy life. He bought a brand new smartphone, treated all his friends to a wonderful dinner, and just a few months later, financed a new motorcycle. Everyone who saw him would say, "Wow, your life has completely changed since you got this job." Hearing those compliments made Daniel feel proud. To him, that looked like success. Ethan also bought a few things he genuinely needed, but he made one promise to himself. Every month before spending anything else, he would set aside at least 30% of his salary for his future. His friends often laughed at him. Some would ask, "What are you saving all that money for?" Others would say, "You only live once, learn to enjoy life." Ethan simply smiled. He never felt the need to explain his decisions. A year passed. Both brothers were still earning almost the same salary, but their habits had become completely different. Before Daniel's income had a chance to grow, his expenses had already grown much faster. Monthly loan payments, credit card bills, and new desires quietly consumed every paycheck he received. Ethan, on the other hand, didn't leave his savings sitting in a bank account. Instead, he made another important decision. He began investing in himself. He enrolled in professional courses, learned new skills, and spent his free time improving his knowledge. His friends often asked, "Why are you working so hard? You already have a good job." Ethan would simply smile and reply, "If I want my income to grow, I must first increase my value." About a year and a half later, all that hard work finally paid off. Another company offered Ethan a position with almost twice the salary he had been earning before. But the most remarkable thing wasn't the bigger paycheck. It was the fact that his habits never changed. While many people immediately upgrade their lifestyle after receiving a raise, Ethan continued saving and investing most of his additional income. He also started learning more deeply about money and investing. Little by little, he began understanding something most people never do: that money should never remain idle if it has the opportunity to grow. After some time, Ethan used his savings, along with a small bank loan, to purchase a modest commercial shop. Before long, he rented it out. For the first time in his life, something extraordinary happened. On the first day of every month, money began arriving in his bank account, even though he hadn't gone to the office to earn it. The amount wasn't very large, but that wasn't what mattered. That day, Ethan realized that his job was no longer his only source of income. For the first time, his money had started working for him. Meanwhile, Daniel's salary had also increased. He decided it was finally time to buy a car. Soon he was driving a brand new vehicle, renting a larger apartment, dining at expensive restaurants, and taking more vacations than ever before. People looked at his life and said, "Look how successful he's become." But what they couldn't see was that before every paycheck reached his account, his expenses were already waiting to claim it. As the years passed, the lives of the two brothers continued moving in completely different directions. Every increase in Daniel's income brought an increase in his spending. Every increase in Ethan's income brought an increase in his assets. Slowly but surely, Ethan reached a point where not only his hard work, but also his investments had begun earning money for him. One evening, the two brothers were sitting together on the rooftop of their family home. Looking at Ethan's old car, Daniel smiled and said, "You've earned so much money over the years, yet you're still driving the same old car. Why don't you spend a little more on yourself?" Ethan smiled back and replied, "I'm willing to postpone a few of my desires today, so that tomorrow my desires will never control my life." Time continued to move forward. Then one day, an economic recession swept across the country. The company where both brothers worked began laying off employees. Fear spread throughout the office. Everyone worried about losing their jobs. Within a short time, both Daniel and Ethan were informed that their positions had been eliminated. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. One question kept running through his mind. How will I pay my monthly loans? How will I manage my household expenses? If my salary has stopped, how will I survive? For the first time, he realized how much his entire life depended on a single paycheck. Ethan had also lost his job. But there was something very different about his situation. The following month, rent from his commercial shop was deposited into his account. Income from another investment arrived as well. Some of his investments continued generating returns. His total income had certainly become smaller, but it had never stopped completely. A few days later, Daniel visited Ethan. He looked exhausted and deeply worried. The confidence he once carried had disappeared. After sitting quietly for a few moments, he finally asked, "Ethan, we started our careers on the same day. We earned the same salary. Today we've both lost our jobs. Then why are you so calm, while I'm so afraid?" Ethan remained silent for a few moments. Then he reached for two glasses sitting on the table. He filled the first glass with water and immediately poured all of it onto the ground. Then he picked up the second glass, poured a small amount of water into a clay jar, and emptied the rest onto the ground. He filled another glass and repeated the same process. Again and again and again. Little by little, the jar became full. Smiling gently, Ethan looked at his brother and said, "Daniel, our salaries were just like these glasses of water. Every month you emptied your entire glass. Every month I quietly poured a small part of mine into my future. The only difference between us is this. You used your income to buy things that cost you money, while I used part of my income to buy things that could earn more money. For years, both of us worked for money. But one day, I decided that my money should start working for me. That was the day my life began to change." Daniel sat quietly for a long time. One by one, every decision he had made over the past 10 years began replaying in his mind. He realized that while he had spent years waiting for a higher salary, Ethan had spent those same years building new sources of income. Finally, Daniel looked at his brother and said softly, "Now I understand. The problem was never my salary. The problem was that every month I spent everything I earned, while you used every month to build a better future." Ethan smiled and replied, "Before spending any money, ask yourself one simple question. Can this money help me earn even more money in the future?" If you ask yourself that question every time, your life won't take very long to change. Friends, The lesson of this story isn't that you should never enjoy life or stop fulfilling your dreams. There's nothing wrong with living a comfortable life. But sacrificing your future freedom just to satisfy today's desires may be one of the most expensive decisions anyone can make. Always remember, every paycheck gives you more than money. It gives you an opportunity to build a better future. Every month you have a choice. You can spend your entire income on today's wants, or you can set aside a part of it to build tomorrow's freedom. But there's one more lesson that's just as important. If your income never grows, saving alone won't take you very far. That's why your first investment should always be in yourself. Learn new skills, increase your knowledge, improve your abilities. Because when your value grows, your income grows. And when your income grows, your ability to invest in your future grows as well. Never forget, earning more money by itself will never make you wealthy. But earning more while developing the habit of investing wisely certainly can. The biggest difference between a wealthy person and someone who struggles financially isn't the size of their paycheck. The real difference is what happens to that paycheck the moment it arrives. If your paycheck is immediately claimed by loans, credit card bills, and growing expenses, then you're spending your life working for money. But if a portion of every paycheck is quietly invested in something that will continue earning long after you've finished working, then little by little, your money begins working for you. Wealth is never built overnight. First, you invest in yourself. Then your skills increase your income. Next, you invest part of that increased income wisely. And one day, those investments begin carrying the financial burden that once rested entirely on your shoulders. That is the true path to financial freedom. So, tonight, before you go to bed, ask yourself just one question. Is my income only taking care of my life today, or is it also building my tomorrow? Because the day your skills begin increasing your income, and your money begins earning money for you, is the day your journey toward financial freedom truly begins. And always remember, earning money is a skill, but growing money is a habit. The people who change their lives aren't simply the ones who earn more. They're the ones who build better habits. Friends, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Stay connected for more inspiring stories that can change the way you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.